on, you guys. Break it up. Break it up. Stop it!
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 actors with only one good movie.
Leave it alone, man. It ain't none of my business, ain't none of yours.
For this list, we're looking at actors who, as the lead or in a main supporting role, have only managed to make one good film. No voice work for this one. Which of these actors surprised you the most with their mostly lackluster movie choices? Let us know in the comments. Hey Mojoholics! For a chance to win cash prizes, play our live daily trivia challenges every day at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern only at WatchMojo.com/play. Number 20, Steven Seagal, Under Siege.
I want you to know there are no hard feelings. I have no grudge against you or the rest of the crew. You did your best.
If you haven't seen any films released prior to 1993, then you're probably wondering why Steven Seagal is even on the list. Unless by good movie, we're referring to 1996's Executive Decision. And yes, that film was decently well received at the time, but you might also remember that Seagal isn't in it for very long. No, while Seagal's filmography is replete with a cavalcade of laughably bad movies and under 50% Rotten Tomatoes scores, he did have one critical high point in 1992. The film was Under Siege, and it was both financially and critically successful. Not only is it his best film, it's really his only good one. Number 19, Paris Hilton, Repo, The Genetic Opera.
So you think Mag has pipes? Well, it's my turn to shine. When the Repo Man strikes!
While primarily known for bad reality television and even worse movies, Hilton actually has one bright spot on her filmography, Repo, The Genetic Opera. This 2008 horror rock opera made under $200,000 at the box office and received pretty mixed reviews. But in the years since, the film has gained a cult-like status, and a la the Rocky Horror Picture Show, the film now draws costumed fans who act along with the movie.
One more hit of the glow!
Don't get cut for tonight.
Number 18, Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee. Look at most of the movies in Paul Hogan's filmography, and you're likely to say, that's not a good movie. Crocodile Dundee is a good movie.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Okay, putting aside our desperate attempt at a that's not a knife joke, Hogan's lone success in theaters came with that 1986 mega hit, which he not only starred in but also co-wrote. And along with his Golden Globe win for Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical, the film also earned him a Best Original Screenplay nomination from the Academy Awards. Crocodile Dundee made a huge mark on film and the pop culture of the time, a mark he never came close to leaving again.
Well, what do you think?
Oh, it's a bit rough, but I'll manage.
Number 17, Kevin James, Hitch.
I'm desperate, yeah, basically. I mean, not in general, you understand, not just for anybody, but man, for her. Yeah.
Kevin James is a good stand-up comedian and starred in one of the most beloved sitcoms of the 2000s. But when it comes to his movie roles, the quality hasn't quite been there. He's found box office success a number of times, but we probably don't have to spend a lot of time here talking about why Paul Blart Mall Cop isn't a good movie, right? Instead, we can talk about the one good film he did star in, 2005's Hitch. In fact, not only was it a box office winner, it's his only live-action film that has an over 60% score on Rotten Tomatoes from both the critics and the audience. And it's probably not just because of his sweet dance moves.
A-Town, yeah! That's what it's all about right there. See how it gets bigger?
Number 16, Roddy Piper, They Live.
Can you believe it? She didn't even go to Lamar's class. I told her, for yourself and for the baby. Go!
Roddy Piper is one of the all-time wrestling greats and had many amazing matches throughout his career. However, when it comes to his movie career, it certainly wasn't as hit-filled as other WWE alums like, say, The Rock and John Cena. But Piper did make one really good movie during his time in Hollywood, 1988's They Live. directed by John Carpenter. This sci-fi horror film has seen its place in film history change over the years. While not particularly well received upon its release, critics have reevaluated it in the intervening decades, and the movie is now often discussed as one of Carpenter's best films.
I'm giving you a choice. Either put on these glasses or start eating that trash can.
Number 15. Bo Derek, 10.
I don't know what your problem is, but I don't think you're going to solve it by trying to solve mine.
Fine.
And I don't think I really have a problem, George.
No one would argue that Bo Derek herself isn't a perfect 10. However, when it comes to her movies, most of them are closer to perfect 2s. In fact, she was in 2 movies, The Master of Disguise and Bolero, that scored less than 2% on Rotten Tomatoes, 1% and 0% respectively. Her film career looked promising when it began, though. Her second ever film role was in Blake Edwards' 10, a film that was one of the highest-grossing movies of 1979 and earned a 4-star review from Roger Ebert, as well as a place on his top 10 of the year list. And for all of you Baywatch fans who thought they invented the slow-mo beach run, think again. Well, at least Derek predated Anderson.
I have to be honest, I didn't know who you were or what you did. But I said to David, now there's a really attractive older man.
Number 14. Ruby Rose, John Wick, Chapter 2.
At the new modern NYC. We hope
No one can argue that Ruby Rose hasn't had many beautiful photos taken of her, but finding a good movie she's been in is a little harder. The model and ex-VJ at MTV Australia made her movie debut in 2013 and has been in a number of box office hits, including The Meg and Pitch Perfect 3. However, the former wasn't a very good movie and the latter was a critical disappointment, especially compared to the first 2 films in the series. But the comedy musical wasn't Rose's only sequel. She also appeared as an assassin who does not speak in John Wick Chapter 2, which made over $170 million at the box office and in some respects exceeded its predecessor.
Sure.
Number 13. Will Wheaton, Stand By Me.
Do you think I'm weird? Definitely. No, man, seriously. Am I weird? Yeah, but so what? Everybody's weird.
Say Will Wheaton and movies, and what is the first thing that comes to everyone's mind? Stand By Me, of course. The 1986 film is a beloved coming-of-age movie, and there's no arguing with how good it is. Unfortunately for Wheaton, there's also not much arguing to be done regarding the poor quality of all the other movies he's appeared in since then. He's had other high points on the television side with Star Trek: The Next Generation and, more recently, a great recurring role as himself on The Big Bang Theory.
Well, I've certainly taken some jobs that I've been embarrassed by.
I wouldn't exactly call Star Trek embarrassing.
I wasn't.
But when it comes to the silver screen, it's been all downhill since Stand By Me.
He hates me. He doesn't hate you. He hates me. No. He just doesn't know you.
Number 12. Justin Chatwin, War of the Worlds.
There he is. Get a hug? Confusing handshake? Kick in the teeth?
Actor Justin Chatwin has had both minor and major roles in a number of good television shows, including several seasons on Showtime's Shameless. But when it comes to the big screen, Chatwin has had less success scoring roles in high-quality films, with the exception of the role that put him on the Hollywood map when he starred as Tom Cruise's son in Steven Spielberg's 2005 sci-fi blockbuster War of the Worlds. Not only was it the 4th highest-grossing movie of the year, but it also received solid reviews, and the Cahiers du Cinéma named it the 8th best film of the 2000s.
I'm not hungry either.
You're not hungry either? Okay. Okay, it's fine.
Number 11. Jay Davidson, The Crying Game.
You like me now, Jimmy?
Yeah, I like you, Del.
Give me a bit more, baby.
Very few actors can say that 50% of the movies they've starred in have been truly great films. But Jay Davidson can. Although, when you've only made 2 of them, that percentage is a little easier to hit. But regardless of how many movies he's appeared in, the fact remains that his first film, The Crying Game, was well received when it was released. In addition to being nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars, the film appeared on more than 50 10 Best lists in 1992, which is strikingly different from his second and last movie Stargate with its mixed reviews. Number 10. Alicia Silverstone, Clueless.
If it's a concussion, you have to keep her conscious, okay? Ask her questions.
What's 7 times 7?
Stuff she knows.
If someone had told Alicia Silverstone in 1994 when filming on Clueless began that the film was going to be a genre classic, make her a star, and that she'll never make a better movie again, she probably would have said, as if. But it's true. The film is often cited as one of the best teen movies ever, and it made Silverstone a huge star. And not only is it true that she hasn't made a better movie since, she actually hasn't really made a good movie since then either.
And in conclusion, may I please remind you that it does not say RSVP on the Statue of Liberty. Thank you very much.
Number 9. Tom Arnold, True Lies.
The game's over. Your career as an international terrorist has been well documented.
No.
Oh yeah,
No.
oh yeah!
Prior to the box office juggernaut that is True Lies, Tom Arnold was known for his relationship with Roseanne Barr and his character Arnie that appeared on her sitcom. Earning an MTV Movie Award nomination for his portrayal of government agent Albert Gibson in True Lies, Tom Arnold's stock in Hollywood skyrocketed.
Boy, I remember the first time I got shot out of a cannon.
What groundbreaking roles did he take after this? How about the token white guy in Soul Plane or a guy who sang about being his own grandpa? The rest of his film library is just as varied, but there isn't another good offering in the bunch.
Darn it, I'm not going to take it anymore.
Number 8. Dane Cook, Dan in Real Life.
You got her number?
Yeah.
Are you gonna call?
It's complicated.
No, it's simple. You've got to call.
No, he just met her. He's probably worried it's too soon.
No, it's never too soon, especially for somebody his age.
Dane Cook has had many good stand-up bits over his long comedy career, but when it comes to movies, most of his work has been, shall we say, less than stellar. In fact, if Rotten Tomatoes is to be believed, Cook has only had a major role in one film without a rotten score. And that movie would be 2007's Dan in Real Life. The dramedy, in which the comedian played Steve Carell's brother, isn't an all-time classic, but it was generally well-received by both audiences and critics. And it might be the best performance of Cook's career as well.
I know what's going on here with you two. You're not hiding.
Number 7. Katherine Heigl, Knocked Up.
Here goes. I'm pregnant.
2007 was a great year for Katherine Heigl. She not only won a Best Supporting Actress Emmy for her role as Dr. Stevens in Grey's Anatomy, but the Judd Apatow rom-com Knocked Up was critically successful and a box office hit too.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is good.
Not long after, Heigl's movie career took off, earning several more financial successes. We say financial, as critics slammed these films hard. Audiences have been more sheepish towards her recent offerings. You know things aren't as good as they used to be when your most recent successful film is The Nut Job.
This is incredible.
Number 6. James Corden, Into the Woods.
Minus one toe, Florinda mounted the prince's horse, unaware of the blood dripping from the slipper.
Although best known in North America for hosting a late-night talk show for 8 years and singing with celebrities in cars, James Corden is also an actor. He's appeared in or lent his voice to over 30 films, and has had smaller roles in multiple good ones, including Starter for 10 and Begin Again. However, if we're talking major roles, then there's really only one movie that stands out in a positive way, and that is the 2014 musical Into the Woods. The film is an adaptation of the similarly titled Broadway play, and is filled with stars from Meryl Streep and Emily Blunt to Anna Kendrick and Chris Pine. It was also the recipient of 3 Golden Globe nods, including Best Picture, Musical, or Comedy.
But she didn't.
Yeah, but she might have done.
But she didn't.
But she might have done. Cares! Cow's gone. Get it back. Get it back.
Number 5. Jessica Alba, Sin City.
I made a terrible mistake. Put you in terrible danger. We need to get out of here right this second.
Whatever you say, Hardigan. Let me throw some clothes on.
We don't want to insult all the fans of Into the Blue and Valentine's Day, but we tend to agree with the critics on those ones. But in that same vein, we also strongly concur with the stellar reviews that Sin City earned. And not only is it a good film, it's pretty much the only good movie that Jessica Alba has made. The film made an impact with its groundbreaking visual style and violence. And unlike Alba's performance in Into the Blue, which earned her a Worst Actress Golden Raspberry nomination, Sin City saw her take home an MTV Movie Award for Sexiest Performance.
Skinny little Nancy Callahan. She grew up. She filled out.
Number 4. Stephen Baldwin, The Usual Suspects.
There's nothing that can't be done.
When you're a Baldwin in Hollywood and don't have the first name Alec, you tend to get overshadowed a bit. Still, every Baldwin gets their time to shine. Stephen, for example, is part of the stellar ensemble cast of the noir film The Usual Suspects. His role as the foul-mouthed criminal Michael McManus is part of why this movie is loved by filmgoers, won Academy Awards, and quintupled its budget.
I'm not farmy, shot some guys. Bada boom, bada bing bang boom.
But most of Baldwin's other films pale in comparison, lacking the same quality storytelling and often flopping drastically.
Just a little humor. Have to admit I'm funny, ain't I?
Number 3. Tyler Perry, Gone Girl.
Whatever they found, I think it's safe to assume that it's very bad.
Tyler Perry is the man that made Medea a household name, whether we wanted it or not.
You don't know me, I'm from the project. Come on, what the hell is your problem? Come on, shut up.
A man that wears many hats, Perry's role as an actor is the most tumultuous. Movies featuring Mabel Medea Simmons have yet to get the critics on their side. Even his transition to a more dramatic film like Alex Cross was universally panned.
Trying to make somebody hurt. Want somebody to pay, wants them to suffer.
But as the lawyer Tanner Bolt in the thriller Gone Girl, Perry received critical praise that Medea never did. And it didn't hurt that the film made over $360 million at the box office. While Perry and Medea still may make some money, Perry's portrayal in Gone Girl was as good as gold.
I would show you, as if you're doing a deposition, what to say, what not to say.
A trained monkey?
A trained monkey who doesn't get lethal injection.
Number 2. Linda Blair, The Exorcist.
Where's Reagan? In here with us.
Being a child actor in Hollywood is a very difficult road. For her role as the possessed Regan McNeil in The Exorcist, Linda Blair became a Golden Globe winning and Academy Award nominated supporting actress. The terrifying role garnered her instant name recognition, but she was unable to duplicate that success in the rest of her film work.
You'd like that?
After the critical dumpster fire that was The Exorcist 2, Blair became synonymous with lackluster horror movies and films that referenced her most acclaimed role, a role that overshadowed the rest of her career.
Actually, I didn't make out so bad.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. George Lazenby, On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Good morning. My name's Bond. James Bond.
Not only has George Lazenby only been in one good movie, ask many moviegoers and they'd probably say he's only been in one movie total. Taking over for Sean Connery, Lazenby made his film debut as James Bond in 1969's On Her Majesty's Secret Service. And while reviews at the time were mixed, the film has aged very well and is now often cited as one of the top films in the franchise. The great director Steven Soderbergh has even said that, quote, cinematically, On Her Majesty's Secret Service is the best Bond film. High praise indeed. Lazenby left the franchise after that film, and while he did appear in many more movies, nothing else made a critical dent.
This never happened to the other fella.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.